Good morning, almighty morning, everyone. See who all we've got coming in today. The chat is up. Hopefully, it's working. And hopefully, um, Don, your channels are paired, but it's not coming up on Restream. And yes, I've contacted them. Welcome in, everybody. There are people coming in slowly but surely. Yep. Wow. Okay. I do see the list now. Beautiful. I do see yours. It doesn't show that it's being paired, but it is. I have Don Rumor Rivera, Sonoran Mystic Tarot on live today. Everything's popping up all of a sudden. Okay, great. And we're here to Let's Talk Tarot. So I don't need to introduce Don to anybody. He's on usually Wednesdays. He was on Wednesdays and Thursday mornings. Wednesday evenings, Thursday mornings. And hello, Katie Newkirk. Welcome in. And now, when I was thinking about today, I wanted to, for communication and connections, I wanted to do the readathon. However, family circumstances would not allow me to spend that much time. So I thought, what's the best thing to do on April Fool's Day? And that is Let's Talk Tarot, because the 0 card in the tarot deck is the Fool. Oh, beautiful. And which tarot deck is that?
This is the Gilded Tarot. It's
Oh,
my favorite deck right now from Ciro Marchetti. Wonderful, wonderful artisan.
oh, Rainbow. I believe I finally caught an early live stream. Yes. Welcome in. And it was that card that inspired this today. And of course, the first person I thought of about today is Dawn. And
Wait. You thought of the Fool card and thought of me.
no. April Fool's Day. Well, you and I have done a lot of research about April.
I'm just kidding.
Yeah. I don't consider you the fool, but
there are some people though that would go there. I promise you.
well, you helped me take the leap of faith in starting my journey and learning more and more and doing the practice on an almost daily basis of this. So that's what you as a mentor I thought of. Yes, Tina is very important to us. Yet when it comes to tarot, I think of you because it's part of the business you started.
Mm-hmm.
Mystic Tarot. So
Absolutely.
please tell us about tarot and your introduction to tarot.
Well, that was like a cue for me.
Yes.
Remember, I used to be blonde. I pick up on those cues terribly, but here it goes. My moniker is Sonoran Mystic Tarot. Sonoran because of the desert in which we live, and then mystic because this is all very mystical in my opinion. And then of course tarot is that. So when I decided to come up with some kind of page name, some kind of something to hang my skill set on, that's the name that seemed to really fit for me. And I still like it to this day. Even when I set out to create my logo, I was very insistent that certain things had to be in that logo because I really wanted it to say desert, Sonoran desert. I wanted it to say mystical and so forth. And so it's amazing how much time I spent on a logo. You're thinking, really? But I really wanted it to sing. I wanted it, when you saw it, you knew who it was. I didn't want you to say, oh, could that be this or this or this? No, you knew who it was. And so, and that was part of the journey is understanding to own your own essence, and I think as you move forward, especially in any career, if you're a doctor, a lawyer, a seamstress, if you work behind a counter at a fast food place, it's not doing the job, it's doing it well and owning the essence of your time, because you're going to be there anyway. You're going to be there for the hours involved So own the energy of the moment, make the best of it you can. And on the other side, don't be surprised when people acknowledge it. And so, I mean, again, I'm telling you, I don't care what you do, where you are in your life. If you're doing it and you're doing it well, that energy comes through. And it's amazing how the energy rises you above. And so all of a sudden, I mean, I was just doing tarot and just kind of trying to do my own thing. And before you know it, we wound up building a community because the spirit was there, because I embraced it so much in that sense. And it continues to grow. And I love that. I love that. I love being able to help people and to bring more people into learning how to use tarot, how to understand it and not be afraid of it. The biggest fear a lot of people have, Julie, when they think about tarot is they think it's 78 cards. That's a lot of information to memorize. I'll never memorize it. And as you know from this book right here, the first argument I will tell anybody is when you put that out in the universe, you'll believe it. You just owned it. You just owned the fact that you'll never learn it. And so the first thing you say is, I can do this. I'm not untrainable. I'm not impossible to learn. It's not impossible to learn something from me. And so the thing is when you look at a tarot deck, when you think about can I do tarot? Everybody can do tarot. Everybody. And it's interesting. There's many cheat codes that help you along the way until you get more time to have those imprints on your mind. And some of those cheat codes are very simply the 1 through the 10, because in tarot we have 4 suits. We have the swords, and the swords are about thinking and logic and reason and that kind of stuff. And then you have the cups. Cups are about emotions, okay? Joy, happiness, and the other side of that in the reverse, right? So again, it's about emotion. Then you have pentacles, and pentacles is a lot about fulfillment and about coming together and that kind of thing. Because again, it's like, to me, it's if I'm going to get a card, I definitely want something like the King of Pentacles, okay? Because that's the abundance card. That's abundance, all right? And because the Pentacles bring it all together. Pentacles is kind of like the umbrella for the other 3. And of course, the 4th one was the Wands card, and that's work, and that's effort, and that's putting something forward. So when you have these cards and you understand the basic theory of what that suit represents, you started already. You got a good handle already. And then you compound it a little bit by understanding 1s through 10s. And each of those numbers represent something specific as well. So when you have 1s, well, 1's an ace. And ace is a beginning. Number 1 is a beginning. And so if you have an Ace of Cups, is this the beginning of a new happier situation, a new happier phase in your life? If it's an Ace of Wands, is that a new opportunity, a new job, a new project, a new prospect? What would that represent? But you see how the aces are beginning, right? And then the 2 is like, okay, we know what we want to do. What are we going to do about it? So the 2 is that decision-making process, so planning. So like a 2 of Wands is a planning moving forward. 2 is that. 3 is getting going. 3 is action. Get moving on whatever you planned on. So you see, if you use these concepts and you have basic understanding of the numbers and you have a basic understanding of the suits, you've now gotten from 78 cards down to 10 times 4, but not in the way you think. Because remember, it's 10 connected to emotion, 10 connected to job, 10 connected to, understanding and reason, and those kind of things. And it's like, now it seems to make it easier to do. And then as you start getting further and further into tarot, you'll then be learning along the way the actual in-depth meaning of them. But the one thing that I will argue with everything, and there are tarot readers, and I will not disparage any tarot reader, but there are 2 very distinct type of tarot readers. And actually, I think there's more than that, but excuse me, I've broken it down into 2. And actually I'm going to go one. I've recently added a 3rd on this, okay? But there's 3, and right now, 3 distinct tarot readers. The first one is someone who is learned and learned and understands what the tarot deck means, all the symbolism that is tarot, and purely reads a tarot reading based on only what the cards are up and the symbolism in the cards. So that's like the purest of tarot readers. Then there are the tarot readers who are psychic. And the psychic tarot readers are the tarot readers who see the cards, they understand the spreads in the cards, but they also listen to their spirit guides and spirit energies, and they draw in what the spirit energy is telling them is specific to the individual they're reading with the cards. So it's not just the cards itself. It's the meaning and how it connects to the individual. And so the first is the tarot reader. The traditional tarot reader really doesn't have a relationship and isn't connecting to the person they're reading. And again, I'm not passing judgment. I'm just saying that because, again, the person in front of them could be any person in front of them. They're not connecting to them. They are reading based solely on the cards. And I actually had an opportunity to work with a reader. And when she sat down and she said, do a reading for me, and I did a reading, and I saw a situation in her life and so forth. And she was frustrated because the situation was not, the outcome was not what she was hoping for. So she was irritated, but her irritation with me came more from the fact that I was talking and being led by spirit. And she's like, no, tarot readers don't do that. And I'm like, yeah, tarot readers do that. No, they don't. Yeah, they do. No, they don't. Yeah, they do. We had an impasse because she's like, well, if you're working with me, I'm like, when we're not working together, because I connect to my spirit energies. I can't turn off. I can, but I don't turn off that psychic energy, because when somebody comes to sit with me, they want to know what's going on in their life. Yeah. They want to know what's going on in their situation. They want to know what's going on in their heart, mind, soul, whatever. And if I sit there and say, let me have this deck, this amazing, wonderful deck, tell you everything, and I'm going to be dispassionate, and I'm not even going to try to understand how it connects. That's not the way I do it. I can't do that. How is that serving you, in my opinion? And so I am that second type of reader where I do use the spirit energies and I use them to come in. And so there are times where I will throw a card out and I'm like, this is a 7 of cups. And somebody will say, no, that's a 6 of cups. I'm like, no, I'm picking up 7 cups energy here. This is not the essence of what this card's supposed to be. And then I'll show you why. And I explain why. Because my spirit guides are like, yeah, this is that, but this is the energy that's why this is not exactly that card. And so it's that way. And generally speaking, every time I do that, they're like, that's exactly the point. They get it because it was meant to be that. Now, the third one, which I'm going to add on, is now I think where I am. And this one is a hybrid situation that I haven't heard a lot about. I really haven't seen a lot of, except in our group. And I don't know if it's because in our group we've embraced this and therefore it has become part of the readings of a tarot reading. Because again, I have not seen this anywhere. And I've been with tons of tarot readers, tons of psychics, but I've never seen this crossover before, except us. I think we as a little group have created this amalgamation, and this, again, we're the alchemists. We created a lot of stuff, folks. Before our group got together, there were very few people doing live stream readings. Now, if you go on YouTube, you go on Facebook, you go on Twitter, Twitch, people everywhere doing live readings. You're looking at the genesis of the live readings online. I'm telling you, because our group got out there and just did it, and they were like, well, nobody's doing this. That doesn't mean it can't be done. And now everybody's doing it. A lot of people are doing it for money, and I'm glad they found a way to make it pay. I wish I could do that. I just haven't really, money's not been my driver. It's been about getting information and sharing that. So anyway, so just know that when you look at people doing live readings and they're on TikTok and all the rest, even Twitch, folks, I was one of the first on Twitch, and I was one of the first on TikTok. I mean, I went out there and didn't know what to do. And my son's friends were like, Mr. Don, you got to do this. You got to do this. And I'm like, I don't know how to do it. They hit that button. And I'm like, okay, hit a button. And I'm like, what do I do now? And all of a sudden people flooded in. So and I'm not patting myself on the back. What I'm saying, folks, is that we are pushing the edge. We are pushing the edge of where people once thought limits might be, or where they thought where we should stop. We don't. So where I was going with that, and I didn't forget, is that we are we in our group, we've kind of created the third amalgamation of what readings could be, and that is a tarot reading with psychic energy popping through, and a mediumship hit when it comes through. And again, I have never seen it. I've gone to tons of places. Nobody does it. And I do it. And if you watch me on Wednesday nights, and Angie and I on Wednesday nights, and Shauna and myself on Thursday mornings when we are on, if a spirit comes through, we'll share that spirit and we will give you a mediumship read while we're doing a tarot read, which is generated from a psychic hit. So you're getting psychic, tarot, and mediumship, generally speaking, when you come through that door. Now, there is no guarantees. Let me make this clear. With tarot is always going to be a card. You're always going to see something. With psychic, usually you get a psychic hit off of it, a good, strong psychic hit that drives the meanings of those cards. There is never a guarantee that a spirit's going to come through. So you never hear me say, I'm doing a mediumship reading. Eventually, I'm hoping one day I can, and maybe I'll be a lightning rod. And I am not Hollywood. I do not sell you all the Hollywood BS of, I'm going to tell you that on this day, at this time, this energy is coming through, because guess what? In my life and in my experiences with all the mediums I know, that doesn't happen. You cannot guarantee that spirit is going to come in on that day. You couldn't control them in life. What you think? You can control them on the other side? I don't think so. Anyway, the point is that we have created this new moniker, and it is that hybrid of mediumship, tarot, and psychic, and it is working wonderfully. So on Wednesday nights, we'll be reading along, and all of a sudden the spirit will come in. I'm like, while we have you here, is it okay if I touch a spirit energy? And then we do it. And so often the readings take a shift and a turn. And when the people leave, you can tell they're even more filled, because they got a message, they got closure, and they talk to a loved one. And closure is super important. And that's why the mediumship aspect, bringing that in, is so important as well. Because you're coming for a message. That's why you come to get a tarot reading. You come to get a tarot reading because you want a message. You want to hear something. And while you're there, why not get a visitation?
Yeah. And while you're talking, Miss Shauna came in. As soon as you said we started this, Miss Shauna was one of the very first people on doing readings. And Dawn started doing readings. Mm-hmm. And then it just blossomed. Don got a lot of it in our Tuesday night class when he talks about our community. Our Tuesday night class, those are the ones who are doing this triple readings. Mm-hmm. And he's the main character on that. And I wonder, his book is up there behind them, The Mediums. He has embraced his mediumship. It took him a while, but he has embraced it. And he's on fire. He really is. And his co-writer, I want to say his co-writer, Susan, is on here as well. And welcome in, Shauna. Thank you so much for popping in when you did.
Absolutely. That's my sister from another mister. That's my sister from another mister. Love Shauna.
And speaking of Shauna, when's Thursday starting up again, people?
I don't know. That's a good question. We both have had some very full plates, so we're seeing if that can get back to going or not, and that would be nice if it could. That's for sure. And she always brings the energy. Shauna always brings the energy, which I love. She makes it easy for me. Her and Angie both. I am blessed because I have two amazing women who, when I go on live with them, they just fill the space. They fill the space with energy and love and light. And just make it easy for me to be over here engineering and now also to reading and so forth. It's like, man, and not only that, but they look good too. So it's like, man, it makes me not have to worry about me looking good because, Lord knows even with makeup ain't happening. But the two of them, man, they shine. So I'm like, I got some shining stars and I don't have to worry about that, Oh my goodness. So yes, indeed. I love the energy and I love spending time. So that's good. And Julie, just to let you know, we've sold books, especially this book here. This book here sold in Germany and Canada and Switzerland and Sweden. The Ultimate Power Within sold. This is my first book, and this is about affirmations and the use of energy and affirmations, pushing them out to the universe. It's not your mama's affirmations. This is a new way of seeing affirmations. You're pushing the energy out, and by pushing it out, you now create your universe. You create your space. You create your future, because again, you're pushing it out instead of just saying I am. It's like, no, you push it out and say, this is what I want, and this is where I will be. This is where I will be. And ultimately, believe it or not, the universe rewards you if you are consistent with that, and of course you're working toward it as well. So anyway, the thing is, I wanted to mention, we've sold books in many places in many countries. And this past month, I just ran the report yesterday and sent it to Susan. But this past month, we hit a new territory. Our book, which is The Mediums, which is here, is in Spanish as well as English. Now, that is very unusual, because metaphysical books, they don't do that. Metaphysical books, and I'm trying to find it here. Do I have it? I thought I had a Spanish version. Anyway, the metaphysical books are usually in English. And we actually translated it into Spanish. So it's called Los Mediums, and it's Unguaya. Anyway, the point is that with that, a book in Spanish was sold in Italy this past month.
Oh,
So
wow.
we tapped a country we had not sold a book in before. And not only that, but it was a book in Spanish sold in Italy. And I thought, how funny is that? That's crazy. That's wonderful. So it's good, because again, most metaphysical books, they're either in English. And it's interesting, because we know a lot of Spanish speaking people, but they like to read in English. They don't even like to read in Spanish when it comes to this stuff. And I thought, how funny is that? I didn't think about that. I just figured, hey, if you speak Spanish, you might want Spanish. Nope. So anyway, I thought I'd share that with you. That was a surprising news last night that I shared with Susan.
That is great. Now, has the Spanish book, Spanish version been selling?
Not as well. No, the English version has been the superstar for sure.
Okay.
Yep. So, and of course, I haven't really done any marketing in those countries, and I really should try to tap the Facebook and whatever, if they have an equivalent in Italy, find out where it is and maybe put it out there, or in Spain would be even better, of course, and in Mexico. But for now, no, I haven't really done much. I mean, it's the Lord, keeping up with my own household is enough.
Which one are in Tarot Shop over here in Sweden? Which book is in there? Victor and Don, one of the books are in Tarot Shop over here in Sweden. And yes, Victor is from Sweden, who, for those of you who do not know. Yeah, I've got your Beach, I've got you on the list.
So Tarot Shop is a website, or is it a store?
It's a store.
Oh, and one of our books is there? Oh, that's fantastic.
That's what he's saying. Well, hopefully he'll update us in just a second with which one is there.
Well, that's cool. I didn't know that.
Yeah. That is
I know that this book, the one right behind me, The Ultimate Power Within, that one is in Denver. It's in Denver. It used to be in Denver. I don't know if I haven't replenished, so maybe I need to go back because I got sidetracked. But it was in Denver, in Denver, Colorado, Boulder, Colorado, Texas, Maryland, California, some other state. Was it Florida? I think Florida, because we were there traveling, and I got one. I got a store there to put it in. So it was in various books, but getting it in stores, folks, is not. It is a challenge to get these books in stores, not because they're not worthy in quality. It's because certain bookstores, they only allow books to come in from various publication and printers because of their alliances and their purchasing agreements. So they can't buy outside books. And so you have to go to the smaller independent bookstores. And even some of them require you be it on this publisher versus this publisher versus. I mean, it's amazing how even the independents who tell you they're independent, they're really not, because they force you to go through a certain publisher or a certain printer or whatever. And then you have to be carried in something else like this. However, this book is in the Scottsdale, Arizona library, and it is there. Yes, indeed. And I have not done it yet, but this book here will also eventually get that, as well as my grandson's little books that I wrote for him. So
yes, and I've got to get one of those for at least my niece. The Power Within was one of the books. One of the books. What are the other books?
Oh, nice.
Please let us know, Victor. We'd
Yeah.
really love to know. And if you can go to that tarot shop, that store, and take a picture of it,
Oh, that
it
would be
would be
cool.
great if you could take a picture of yourself with it.
Yeah,
We'd love that. And maybe the manager or whomever.
absolutely.
That would be so neat.
Absolutely. Shoot, I need to do a book signing. Go over there and do a book signing. That would be fun.
Yes.
That'd be fun. And of course, with a trip to Sweden, how wonderful that would be, right?
Yeah. And he wants us all out there. So
Exactly. But folks, the most important thing, even about the books, is and it goes back to the tarot cards. To sit down and look at a piece of paper and think I can't write a book because I don't know what to write, and yet every day, all day long, you talk to people and you share information. You share information. That's what books are. Books are information. Tarot cards are information sources. So if you get to a point in your life where you believe you have something to say, where you believe you have a different viewpoint, where you believe you want to share something, you should sit down at a computer and start typing ideas, or do like I do. I go to my phone because I'm fumble fingers these days with my computer, and as a lawyer I used to type a lot. I mean, typing was everything as a lawyer, and also with real estate notices and everything else and leases and whatever. With engineering, it was more CAD and drawing and stuff. But and I used, for those who don't know, I was an engineer and I was a lawyer. Still am a lawyer. Keep my law license. I don't give those things up. I work too hard for those damn things. Anyway, but where I was going with that is that I use my phone, and I'm asking you to do the same thing. If you ever think you cannot do something, look to your technology to give you help. Your technology these days is wonderful. So if you have an idea, if you think about a specific thing, you want to write something or something like that, what you would do is you would go to your phone and turn on your talk to text. I'm sure I have an Android. It has it automatically built into the phone. I'm sure that Apple has an equivalent, and you would turn it on and talk to your phone and read into the phone what it is you want to say. And then you can copy that information and send it to Word. And all of a sudden now you have written words. And that's how a number of my books, I've written, 6 now, I think it is. That's how a number of my books have come to life, is through that process of me being on the road and just hitting a button while I'm driving and say, you know what, let me talk. And I'm spinning something and talking and whatever. And then at the end, I send it over to Word. This is the same thing you can do, folks. You can do these same things. And believe it or not, you won't have that shock of I'm facing this blank page, because you're not facing a blank page anymore. And that's what they call writer's block. You don't need to worry about that, because all you're doing is talking. You talk to that phone all the time. There is a comfort zone with you talking into this phone, where there's not a comfort zone with you sitting down at a computer. And so it is so much easier to talk into a phone, because we are trained to talk into a phone. So you just talk into the phone and tell it's a story. Spin that weave that tail, whatever it is, and then add to it. And then when you have it all in, you start manicuring it, and before you know it, you have something to offer people. So I truly do think what I was trying to suggest, if you ever thought, can I do this? Yes, you can not only do tarot, you can write books. And writing books and publish them, it's not as difficult as it sounds. It is not as ominous as it sounds. And if you ever get to the point where you have an idea and you're putting it on paper and say, Don, I'm looking at getting close to finishing. How do I do this? Reach out. I will help you to manicure the book and get it printed. And guess how much it costs? Julie, I've already said the word. How much does it cost to print a book today? To get a book printed, to go to market.
I know you've talked about it many times. I was going to say $0.99.
Yep, free 99, zero.
$3.99. Yeah.
Yep.
$3.99.
Remember, you already have the software. For me, I use Word because I have a laptop that is MS DOS based, so I use Word. Then I have my phone, which gets my documents because I'm talking into it. Then when it's in Word, I paginate it. Then I upload it to KDP, which is the publishing arm of Amazon, which Amazon initially was a book company, and it grew to be so much more. So they got the book thing down. So you can get your book edited, tweaked. You can go to Canva, canva.com, and in Canva, you can create your book cover or images. Do the images alone. And when you go into KDP, KDP has a program built in. So you put the image in there and it'll even create the book front and back. It'll create the images. I mean, not the image, but it'll create the way the front of the cover looks and the back of the cover looks. And then you put the words in there. All you do is put the words in. And then you put inside, of course, your manuscript. And you hit a button and you tell them how much you want to charge for it. You set your price. It'll tell you how much it's going to cost. Like the book that the book that goes live on April 12th. Julie, you have a copy of it. I don't have, because I gave it you. My proof.
Okay. Oh, did you give that to me? Oh, sorry.
And I can't remember if I even.
You have a picture of it, I thought.
Yeah, I did somewhere. Anyway, the point is, I have a book. It's called. It's this one here. Actually, it's on this side here. It's this one here. It's this book here. It's A Breath Between the Silence, and it's about mindfulness. And that book is going to print on April 12th. And why is that? New moon. That was important to me. So that book is going to print. There it is. Yep, A Space Between Breaths. Yep. So that's a book about mindfulness. It goes live on April 12th, and it's a grounded path to mindfulness. And so that book there is yet another one of again. It's the artwork, everything else. You put it in place. You get it going. This book costs. You'd be surprised at how little the book costs to print. And then of course Amazon keeps a little chunk. They keep more than a little chunk. But once you get this, and the good part is when you get your book ready and you get it uploaded, before you hit that print button, you can hit a button and order what's called a proof. And if you look at Julie's thing, there's a thing that runs across the center of the line that says proof, 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 proof. And so, but that's the book. It's not printed yet, but that's what the book will look like. And so it's amazing. You can do this. This is. But again, if you tell yourself you can write a book, you tell yourself you can do tarot, these two are very complex, supposedly complex things. But guess what? You can do it because you break it down step by step by step. And that's what I told you about tarot, bringing it back to tarot. You can break your tarot down into 1 to 10 and then learn the ace, kings, queens, and pages. And then the biggest complication would be what's called the major arcana, because in tarot, you have a minor arcana, which is the 4 suits we spoke about. And then you have the major arcana. There's 56 cards who are minor arcana, and then 22 are major arcana. And the minor arcana starts with this one, the Fool. And then it goes all the way to the 21st card. And since the Fool is 0 to 21 are actually 22 cards. And so, and believe it or not, even that has a cheat code to it, because the major arcana is life. It's a life from birth to death, to fulfillment. Okay, they don't call it death; they call it fulfillment. And so you start at birth. You're born a fool. You're born just bouncing around and not knowing what to do, and everything. All is possible, right? And then you have the steps along the way. And some of those cards are very specific when they say what they are. So when you read them, you know what they're trying to get across. And so they even help you. The cards themselves help you with that. And then if you, along the way, as you learn symbolism and you understand, like in tarot, if you see a flower means growth and expansion and so forth. If you're seeing a star, that means there's light, there's awakening, whatever. If you see the moons are always resembling, okay, there's a little bit something hidden, something I don't know, from the dark side versus the light side, right? So there's possibilities. There's a tarot, there's a Torah sitting on a lap of one of the cards, and the Torah is kind of hidden. So it's like, is there a spiritual message here? And it's kind of, is it a hidden message? Is it not? The pomegranates, which is abundance. So when you see them pop up, that's an abundance thing. You learn the different symbols, and as you along the way, and as you pick up those symbols, you realize the scales are balance, finding balance or finding justice. But most of the time, not so much justice as balance, finding balance. So it's balance in your life, balance in your way in which you do something, balance in something else, all these things, balancing your time. So there are ways that you can start doing tarot, because again, if you sit to wait, until you know everything about tarot, you'll never start. I promise you, you'll never start. But if you do actually start reading tarot, start doing it with friends, do it with family, all of a sudden it flows through. And if you're blessed and open initially to learn to let your spirit energies talk to you while you're doing it, you're going to be so much better as a reader. Absolutely. And do it from the beginning. Talk to your spirit team from the beginning. Let them talk to you. Learn that process. Because if you learn tarot without, and then you try to bring that in, it's going to be a little more difficult, because now you're thinking, okay, this is changing what I'm thinking. No, go into it initially saying, I'm going to do this, but I'm going to do it with spirit. We're going to walk this road together. Come do it together. You're muted, Julie.
Yes, sorry about that. I was making noise. I didn't want to put over the airwaves. And I love how Rain's coming in and saying that I'm sharing. Thank you for sharing. I'm definitely taking notes. What happened last night in class? We had a brand new person, second time in class. She had been in our mediumship class as a sitter, and those happen on Monday, if anybody's interested. Anyway, she came in and she was very hesitant to do anything. She says, but I have cards. Okay, so if you want to pull cards, go ahead and pull cards. And I had Harley. This is for Dawn and anybody else who knows these people. Harley, Trish, and Monique were in there. So we have 3 different people, 3 different ways of reading. However, we were sharing with her what Dawn has taught us, and that is to utilize our psychic ability. You can read the card, you can read what's in the book, because she's still learning. We'll let her read through the book. And okay, so you see that. Is there anything on that card that stands out for you? And she said, oh, yeah, this means this and this, and it's okay. And I said, that's what you need to do. Not only read the meaning, but what for this particular person does that mean? And when you talk about learning to read tarot, or any cards for that matter, there's Oracle as well, but I would do an intuitive or psychic read of the person. Then I'd pull cards. And the cards that I pulled, and that, I don't pick and choose. It's what pops out mainly. The ones that came out confirmed everything that I told them psychically. And to me, that's made a whole lot of difference for me.
Mm-hmm. To answer Rain's question about cleansing the deck, one thing I do is I have selenite wand. Mm-hmm. It's a selenite's a stone. See, it's very fibrous. This is a good energy cleanser, and so I'll run it around me, run it over the area I'm in, and I will actually also run it over the deck. Run it over the deck, so you cleanse the deck. This is one way. Another way is when I'm reading, I have my own scent. It's called from Sonoran Mystic Tarot. That's my logo. Remember I told you how I worked on the logo. I have my own scent, and I keep it going, and it's an energy scent that keeps a lot of energy away, negative energy away, and helps draw in positive energy. And therefore, I don't have to worry about having heavy energy in the deck, because this tends to recalibrate everything for me. It's quite wonderful, and I love that scent. And actually, that I'm working on getting that candle available for sale. And then I also sometimes will use sprays, and this one is using the pine tree and the cypress and some other things and the Palo Santo to help cleanse my energy space. And so I will spritz it if I need to shift my energies. And usually, again, it's not the cards as much. I won't say never, but I often don't pick up the energy that lingers in a card, because I don't let somebody else touch my cards. And so that's my key. I'll cleanse my space, though, because their energy will stay in the space. I do a lot of video readings, and so the good thing again is I don't have a lot of energy intruding my space in that sense. It's me turning it on, turning it off, and receiving the energy through. But once the computer's down or the thing is over, usually that's disconnected. In an area where I'm doing this publicly in one-on-one environment or like in a psychic fair or whatever, then I use these sources more but I do not. I'm one of those readers that is very different than many. And again, this is just my personal thing. I don't let no one touches this. No one touches my deck. No, because again, this is my energy. And when I'm tapping their energies, that's how I connect to their energy. I don't need them in my cards. I don't need them in my body in that sense, or how they can bring this through. And that's not a negative to anyone specific, because again, everybody has wonderful energy, but I don't need to carry that with me. And a lot of people say, I'm carrying this energy about reading, and I'm because I don't carry people's energies about their, and usually I don't even carry what they said. And when they see this, oh, you had a great reading. Do you remember you told me this? I'm like, okay, I don't. And I even tell them when I'm reading, I said, don't be insulted that next time you see me, when you tell me about a reading that I don't remember, because my spirit energies let it go for me, because I read too much. And if I carry that with me all the time, I would be overburdened with everybody else's stuff. So I don't carry that with me. And very seldom do I remember reading unless it was significant, or a mediumship even. I've done a lot of mediumship, and yet there's only a few mediumship hits that have stayed with me. And I will tell you, when those happen, you can't help but remember them. When a 13-year-old boy stands beside his mother, when his mother and father just sat down to get a reading, and he wasn't there, and then all of a sudden he's there, and he's as real as I can see Julie, and yet he's not.
Yeah,
that's a mediumship that you're going to remember, again, from a young, wonderful boy who lost the battle, and moved on your side. But that was his end. That was his journey. That was his venture. He was not going to move beyond that. That's what he came into. And that was why he came that day to talk to his parents, or a mother sitting beside a daughter in an airport.
Yes. And, I don't think I have that one. I'd love to put that up if I had it.
Yeah, it's on my YouTube page, and you will, if you go to my YouTube and look at the shorts, and I think it says Denver Airport or something, you'll see it. But it is actually the very first chapter of our book on mediumship, because again, this is the book that Susan and I wrote about mediumship, and it's the very first chapter. And it's interesting, when I made this image, I made it so where both people were very solid, because that's how I saw her, solid. But then my spouse said, yeah, but the thing is, you have to convey to the audience what was really there. In other words, was a spirit. And so you're going to have to, do that, make her opaque in that sense. And that was cool. But if you could, if it's okay, Julie, I would like to read that outtake from the book, because I think that is, you need to, this was the most amazing experience. And if you go to my YouTube page, or go to my TikTok page, or go to Facebook, you can find it. And what happened is, and it's a Denver Airport, and it's a short, but I had the experience, and I was in Terminal A. I walked out of Terminal A to the patio, which faces the Rocky Mountains. And I was so freaked out and just so amazed about what had happened. And I went ahead and I turned the camera on, and I said, I've got to catch this for memoriam. And in that moment, in my emotions, in my feelings, I caught it. So I put it out there. So it's like, I own this now, but it was crazy. So I'm going to read real quick, because again, Susan and I talked about this, and this was the, and of course, I grabbed the Spanish version.
Well, you going to speak in Spanish? I'm sure Ed would have a laughter.
That would be not pretty. I'm telling you, my accent would be terrible. But this is it. This is Are you ready? In a busy airport during a layover, I was sitting there, minding my own business, when I noticed the woman across from me. She was busy on her phone, completely absorbed in it. Beside her sat an older woman, small, petite, with salt and pepper hair pulled back tightly into a bun. She had that look of someone who just wanted to talk to her daughter, but her daughter was not paying attention. At first, I thought nothing of it, but then I felt it, that chill, that sudden rush of freezing energy, a feeling I knew all too well, a feeling that I sensed any time an elderly female spirit was present. The older woman caught my eye, and in that instant, I knew she wasn't physically there. She was a spirit. Her spirit was there. Anyway, I hesitated, tried to push it aside, but she was insistent, and she was, oh my gosh, she would not let me alone, that I communicate with her the younger woman beside her. After much prodding, I finally leaned forward and said softly, "Excuse me, can I bother you a moment?" And that's one thing, not in the book, but we talk about later in the book. Always ask permission. Never, and I never do this, by the way, at all. Right. But the woman was so insistent, so I had to. And there was a little bit more in that. I'll tell you later about the test. Because what I did is I told the woman, look, I'll do this. Eventually I got tired. I'm like, okay, I'll do this, but you have to have your daughter acknowledge me. And all of a sudden, within like 20 seconds, the daughter who's been on her phone looks up at me and just got the one of those nod things. I'm like, she did it, so I have to do the reading. Anyway, so the younger woman looked up from her phone, surprised but polite. I explained that I was a medium and would be open to a message. To my relief, and would she be open to a message? To my relief, she was eager to hear what I was sensing, how her mother's spirit seemed to be with her. To my relief, she was open, warm, loving. I explained that her mother was with us, and after providing some brief evidentiary information is important because you have to give the evidence that is specific to the individual so they know you're not just talking BS. You're actually have that person there. And I gave her that evidence, which she knew at that point. Okay, now back to the book. Anyway, I explained that her mother was with us, and after providing some brief evidentiary information, I confided in her that her mother was okay and loved her very much. The younger woman smiled and said, "Well, that's my mom, but she hasn't crossed over." And believe me, I was like, what? Anyway, needless to say, I was shocked and even embarrassed. How do I follow up with such a powerful energy and reading only to find that the spirit had not crossed over? I nodded gratefully for her kindness. "I'm sorry for the confusion and thank you for letting me share that," I said. She smiled again. "Thanks for the message. And then, I love my mom and it was wonderful to hear." So I left it at that and then went off to take care of some business. Before the flight, my mind could not stop racing, and I worked through each piece of evidence over and over and over in my head. How could a reading be connected to a living person? When I came back to the gate, I saw her again, and this time she was in tears. My heart sank. Oh no, I've upset her, I thought. Donald Rimmer Rivera, that's how I called myself, by the way. This is, as my mother taught me that because she always used to, when she was scolding me, Donald Rimmer. Yeah, but it's just Donald Rimmer, Donald Lee Rimmer. Anyway, the point is that this is why you do not approach strangers, right? I chastised myself, right? But before I could apologize, she looked at me and said through her tears, "I just got a call. My mother has moved on." Her mother had just moved on. I froze. What? She nodded. "When you came over earlier, I didn't know. I just received a call that she passed. But now your message means more than ever. It was such a wonderful gift. Thank you." Folks, I'm telling you, it was that one I'll never forget. I mean, how could I forget it?
Okay.
When I've done tons of readings, and I have done them, I don't remember that one. I can never forget. I can never. It had me so high and low and everything in between because like the confusion, not knowing, and also for a brand new spirit to have crossed over and to come through at that moment, it just blew me away. And so when we wrote the book, that was the one thing I told Susan when we talked about it. So we need to have something that opens the book and lets people see the power of the tool of mediumship. And we both agreed that should be there. And then when we talked to other people, people said, "No, that's got to be the opener." Because that is such a strong thing. So if you have a chance, do me a favor. Don't do it now. Stay watching here. But when you're done, go look on the YouTube. Sonoran Mystic Tarot is my channel. Go look on the shorts and find that. And my live, you'll see me again. It's not live. I recorded it live, so you'll see it. But man, it really it was powerful. It was it was powerful. It really was. And even my words can't convey how it left me. It just left me.
Yeah.
So there you go, Julie.
Thank you. Thank you. And I know it's a little off topic of tarot, but tarot, he wouldn't be here. He wouldn't have gotten into the mediumship if it wasn't for the tarot to begin with.
Yes.
Okay, so understanding that. And I do have to make mention of a space between breaths. This has such powerful energy in it. I have to take a break from reading it because the energy is so powerful, but it is so good. Just take it a little at a time, whether it's 10, 15 minutes, come back a few minutes later and read it again. But wow, there's so much there. So I wanted to let
And
you
the good
know
thing
that.
about that one is mindfulness is not a lifestyle. Mindfulness is not a routine. It's not a get well in 8 weeks. It's not, you're not buying something, you're not popping a pill. You're not, all it is a frame of mind. And that's the one thing that I've read so many books about mindfulness, and they make it so complicated. And I'm like, really mindfulness is the way in which the most important thing is you just show up present in your life, present for the moment. A lot of times we're there, but we check out. We're sitting there with friends even sometimes, and did I turn the dishwasher on? Did I feed the dog? Do I need to schedule this for this? And you're there, but you're not. And the one thing about mindfulness is just a reminder that let's start bringing back into our life being present in the moment. And one of the worst invaders for mindfulness, this right here, because it has us always wondering, this a text, did I whatever. And I mean, it's amazing how this one device can be one of the worst enemies to mindfulness, because it takes away from all that when we are in the moment sometimes. And because even when we have an opportunity to be in the moment, or be silent, or be present, or be thinking about it, we turn to the phone. It's our babysitter. It's our babysitter.
Oh, and Victor has something is that easy as knitting and crocheting, I think that he meant. I don't know.
I think it's
To me,
easier.
knitting
Crocheting is that, I can't do that.
and
I'm like, again, it's just being present. It's just being present in the moment. It takes a little while to get. It's kind of like that exercise I talk about, the candle, the thin candle exercise. That's that would be considered truly part of mindfulness, because again, all you're doing is shutting down the mind. You're telling the mind, I'm in charge, and I just want to be here for the moment. I'm just here, And when you are just there, and you are in a mindfulness moment, don't be surprised if spirit is really able to talk to you, and you're able to just really feel everything around you. You're more aware. You're just so much more aware. And sometimes it doesn't hurt, because sometimes we kind of dulled our awareness senses. We can see something happen in front of us, not even know what we're seeing. We're like, whatever, I don't know. So
there's one other thing I wanted to touch base with. You talked about cleansing, cleansing cards or gems or anything else that you need to cleanse. There's another way to do it, and today is a very special day to do that, and that is the full moon.
Absolutely.
And it's the pink moon. And so I have that. I have posted this up a few places, but I had it, so I thought I'd bring it up real quick. No, I don't expect you guys to read it. It's pretty small, but I wanted to bring that up. And to remind those who want to go on Dawn's Sonoran Mystic Tarot YouTube. I have it in here. Something. Yes, there's something else that he has posted a while ago.
Oh yeah.
That is full moon ritual. Okay, so check that out. It helps, believe me, what he puts on there. He doesn't just do it for fun. He does it to help people. Everything he does is to help.
And let me give you guys I'll give you a warning. I have 2 Facebook pages. I have more than 2, but I have 2 primary Facebook pages. One is Sonoran Mystic Tarot. Sonoran Mystic Tarot. Let me say that over and over again. As you can see from the logo, Sonoran Mystic Tarot. Okay? And on Sonoran Mystic Tarot, I put out a lot of information about Sonoran, about the tarot and everything else, and I give all this other stuff. That is my business. Now, if you stumble across my personal page, Don Rivera, is a whole lot of other information. So if you don't like hearing my personal viewpoints, don't go there. Don't do it. Look at my face. Look at my face. Don't do it. Don't do it. As Angie would say.
Yeah, I don't have that one, but
Because I share, because I'm very blunt about what I'm doing. I'm very blunt about how I feel. I'm very blunt about how I see the world and about our place in the world and how we serve our Mother Earth. And so, it can be not so friendly to certain people, because they receive it. They don't like what they're hearing. I'll put it that way. So I'm warning you. I warn everybody, and I send that warning out like every 2 or 3 months on my Facebook page, saying if you came here for Sonoran Mystic Tarot and you don't want to hear Don Rivera spout his stuff, then this isn't the page. Go to Sonoran Mystic Tarot. So I'm just saying that to make sure everybody knows. When you go looking for me, if you go looking for Don Rivera, you may find some stuff that maybe it doesn't align with you, and therefore you may be pissed. And that's okay. I don't care about that part because it's fine. But if you want my Sonoran Mystic Tarot stuff, stay on the Sonoran Mystic Tarot side, and you will be happy.
Definitely.
They are 2 separate. That's my point.
Yep. All right. And it's that time to take a break so we can begin readings. Are you ready for that?
Always.
I love that. All right, we're going to take a quick 1-minute break. Let's somewhere it is. Okay, here we go. Okay, and we are back. Yes, Queasy, you have been added to the list. And
you need to come to you need to talk to Julie, send Julie your email address, message her privately or whatever, and send her your email address, because if you want to tap your family members, Julie runs the Monday Night Mediumship group, and we give free mediumship readings to folks, private readings to folks. So KWZ, anybody else, if you would like mediumship readings, and KWZ has definitely been asking for some, yes, then send Julie your information. And then remember, these are folks who are learning and they're practicing and growing in their skill sets, but they will give you readings, and you'll usually get 3 to 4 readings in one night.
yes,
And that is from 3 to 4 different mediums. And you know what? You pay over the counter for that. You better write your checkbook and then find another job, because it's not cheap to get. We do it for free. So reach out to Julie. Okay.
we have all levels of readers, so
Absolutely.
and they are practicing.
Mhm.
They are learning. One of the things, before we get started, one of the things we forgot to talk about are your upcoming tarot card decks. But we can put that out there, that they will be happening someday.
Yes. They're in progress. Yes. And another book actually is, well, there's a few books in progress, but a few books are coming. One is a cookbook. My family has told me I got to do it. So I've got about 3/4 of the recipes written in stone, and I've been testing them. And then the other one is a real estate investment book, because for those of you who don't know, I made very good money in real estate investing for many years. Over the years, that's been my common thread for all my careers, has been real estate investing. Bought my first property at 19 and have been investing ever since. And it has always served me well. Right now, we had at one point we had up to 110. Now we're down to 7 or 9. I don't know. Anyway, so we fluctuate depending on the market and how we can buy and sell to use our money wisely. So my son and I are writing a book on real estate investing, and it is almost done. And so the cookbook and real estate investing books are on their way, along with some other books too.
And Victor is asking that those decks come to the tarot stores. Why don't you put in the name of that store, Victor, so Don can get a hold of them and see what he can do.
Yeah, absolutely.
Not just for the tarot cards, but his current books as well.
Absolutely.
Yeah. All right. So Miss Katie Newkirk is first, and I thought you might have put. I don't know if you are Kate under a different heading as well. So if you are two different people on here, please let me know. And Katie, are you still here?
Are we doing, Julia, are we doing general or what are we doing? What is the...
This one, she didn't put, another person named Kate put in that she wanted a general, but I'm looking to see what Katie had asked for, because I know she's got a lot of things going on. So let's see, she's not posting anything. Katie, are you still here? If not, we will go to the next person. Oh, one of your sisters was here, and I don't know which one is going to be having a birthday, but I think Katie is here. So did you want a general?
The one that was here is having a birthday Monday.
Okay. And so I wanted to put this real quick for her. And I know I have to send this to you too, but here we go.
Happy birthday to ya. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to ya. Happy birthday.
That's for Barbara.
I looked for that reel. I cannot find that reel. I created it a long time ago. I can't find it. So if you find it, send it to me, okay?
Yeah, I've got to download it somehow and do that.
I'll send it to a Dropbox or something. Send it to a Dropbox. I'll send you a link or something.
Yeah. So
anyway, super right. Katie.
If he wants a general, is fine. Super.
Actually, you know what? I'm not sure it'll work. Let me see what we can do. Okay. I might switch over here to Zaboard. Let me see if how this looks initially, and if it doesn't look, then we won't do it.
Oh wow! You're gonna get the nothing yet.
Oh, I got to turn off the background. Yep. Sorry, I forgot that.
All right.
Go to settings. Let me turn off the virtual. Okay, there we go. Cool beans.
Okay, good. Thank you. All right. General is fine. Okay. Oh, and Miss KK is here in the house, so you've been at it.
Okay, first card there is a wonderful party card. Party card, that's a 3 of Cups. And then we're going to follow that up with the Temptation or the Temperance card, and then the Hermit card. There we go. That lines up well. Can you see those cards?
Super. Yes. Very clear.
We're going to start over here. We're going to start over here, Katie, with the party card. Katie, you need more fun in your life. You need to get back to the person you once were. Okay. Life has beaten you down a little bit. Life has taken some of the spirit energy out of you. Okay. It's tempered you. It's tempered you. It's made you, it's kind of like putting, like your humor wasn't what it once was. Your energy isn't what it once was. You're a little more serious than you used to be. Okay. And Katie, it's time for you to get back to that person who used to laugh more, who used to have more fun, who used to who used to have people chuckling and rolling in the aisles because your wit was sharp, and yet it was so humorous. And again, you used to enjoy life. You used to have a life. And so this is saying it's time to add some party back into your life. It's time for you to let loose a little bit. Let's take those bindings off, and let's add some excitement back into your life. Get back to the Katie that once was quite the fun person. And there are people who won't like it in your life. I hate to tell you that. There are people who won't like it because they're like, oh, that's, you're being silly. You're being silly. But to be silly. Be silly. Let those folks be serious. They can be serious, so you don't have to. This is you owning your power. This is the Queen of Pentacles. If you want to get to your happiness, return to your happier space, return to when life was more abundant because you were living your true path, this is what I'm suggesting to you. And remember, when you are living your path, your queen comes out anyway, and your queen of this energy comes out because this energy is the abundant energy. Remember, abundance follows you when you're following your path. It flows easier. Abundance flows easier when you're on your life path. So, Katie, that's what I need for you. I need you to get some joy back in your life. I need for you to do what you can to shake off the coil of getting a little bit more mature and older. Screw that. Because you got more mature and older doesn't mean you can't laugh some more and you can't party and have fun. So get out and enjoy life a little bit. Okay, Katie? That's what I got for you.
Okay, next is rain and then great quartz. So whoever pops in first, please do so. And then after great quartz, we've got beach, Victor, and then gel. Navale. So rain, I know she had something. I love how she spelled her name. Oh, I don't see the posting. Rain, are you still here? Great quartz, are you here? Okay. Rain is here.
All right.
What
Rain,
would you like to know, Rain?
General question. Folks,
Rain says general.
Super. And if you ask for reading, folks, tell Julie, let her know if it's a general reading, say general. If it's a specific, don't say specific. Give me the question, and we'll figure it from there. Okay. So, Rain, this is your general. You want to change? There you go. Super. Rain, you're juggling a lot of things right now. What's going on with you? Oh my goodness. Okay, Rain. All right. Let's walk. Okay, Rain. The first card, of course, is that Eight of Wands. And so there's a lot going on in your life right now. A lot of things, a lot of people, and a lot of things pulling at your attention, pulling at your energies, wanting to get attention first, or things higher priority. So it's a prioritization thing and something like that. But Rain, the one thing you need to do is not act on emotions. Okay. You need to add. So what you should do here, this card is saying, when you see this, this is more, again, the see the volcano, it's like it's putting one fire out and the other. That's not a way to live and not a way to work. Okay. What this is saying is that when this is happening and when you feel a lot of pressure because a lot of things are hitting you at once, come up with a system that determines what is your highest priority, what needs addressed first and why, and use that same methodology for every time something's coming in. If it is truly pressing, I mean, everybody believes their issue is pressing number one, always. But that doesn't mean it aligns with your energy pressing, is what I'm saying. So what you would do is you would make sure that you figure out where it falls into alignment with the other things. And if it is not number one at that point, push it to number two, push number three, and finish. Because what happens is you get sidetracked with everybody else's priorities, and those things then take you away from getting what you need done. And then you get frustrated because, again, you're like, I can't catch up. You can. It's just prioritization, okay? And when that happens, because you take control of the whole ordeal, because this is the abundance card and this is that king, because you're in control, then you can structure things properly and you can make it all work. So this isn't a time crisis issue. This isn't a time crunch issue. This is a time management reading. So Rain, try to work some time management into your methodology as things come in, and you will find that you will accomplish more, only because you're not being sidetracked for everybody else's emergencies, which are not yours. They're not yours. When they're not your emergency, if I didn't break it, I ain't fixing it. You know, it's that priority kind of energy. All right. Let's pull one more. There's the master manifester. That's the magician. Again, Rain, you can do this. Only you can do this. But you can do this. So you can change this. You can alter the way you're doing things and still make everybody happy, because again, you will get things done, just not on their schedule, but on yours. And when you can take control of your time, then you're back on your path. And as I just said in the previous reading, if you are on your path, the universe is much easier flowing for you. That's what I got for you, Rain.
Okay.
And again, these are just quick readings. These aren't.
Yep.
These are not. If you come to me for a private reading, you ain't getting this. Okay. This is not what you get. You get a very long, intense reading that usually takes between 45 minutes and an hour and 15 to an hour and 30. And we go into a lot of things. I also ask, generally speaking, when you come to me for a private reading, that you have some questions already in advance, if you can, or some areas you'd like to tap on. Now, some people will still come and say, I'd like a general, but if we have time, these are the areas that I would like to tap on. The funny part, Julie, and you'll know this because you do readings, but for those who don't, is that if you come to me with questions, generally speaking, when I get rolling, even if you tell me general, by the time I get moving through, you're going to say, you know what? And I'll ask you, have any questions? You said, no, you already answered them all. Because again, the general will take you there, but it's a longer way around it. So what I suggest to anyone, and again, everyone has their own way of doing things, but what I would suggest, if you're going to have a tarot reading, make sure that you in advance do your work, do your homework. And what you're going to do is you're going to think about, what is it I want? What is it I need? What is it that I would love to hear? And then you're also going to think of if it, what direction, those kind of things, all those things, as well as if you're looking at hopefully a mediumship reading, if you know that tarot reader might do mediumship as well, then you're going to reach out to your spirit team and say, hey, spirit team, I would love for my mom to come in. I would love for my dad to come in. I would love for my brother or sister to come in. And I'm going to be reading on this. I'm going to have a reading on this day at this time. Can you try to work it so where they arrive? You invite them in. You invite them in advance, hoping that they'll walk in the door for that medium. There's no guarantee. But again, if you do your homework, you may be very thrilled that you get the result you were hoping for. So don't leave it don't go in cold. Don't go in leaving it up to the reader. If you do, you can, don't get me wrong, you can do that. But if you want the most for your reading, because again, when you do a private reading, you do pay. When you want the most for your reading, the most for your money, the best way to do that is do your homework. And then you do that, then you can, therefore that leaves the onus on the reader to do their good work. And they will. Most readers are wonderful. And you can sense the energy when you walk right in. Is this reader like full of whatever? If you ever feel that about a reader, you should, if you don't have that energy with a reader, I'm not saying you feel bad about it, whatever. If you don't have a good energy connection with a reader, don't before it even starts, say, you know what? I don't think this, it's just not there. And it's not an insult to them. Believe me, they would appreciate it, because if you walk in and you don't have a good energy connection with them, you subconsciously throw up a wall. And when you throw up that wall, breaking through that wall is very difficult. Some of us older folks can do that because we figured ways to get around it. But man, you lose time. Mm-hmm. You lose time and you lose resource. So I would suggest, again, if you don't have a good energy connection, don't be afraid to say, can we, or even if it's just like you know them and you're good with them, but for some reason that day it's not there, let them know, hey, today I don't have that energy. Is it okay if we maybe postpone this? Because the last thing a reader wants is for you to walk away not feeling fulfilled. So believe me, I promise you, they don't want it as much as you don't want it. Okay. Sorry, Julie, but I thought I had to make that.
No, you're good. I like it. And the same thing goes for any type of reading at all, even mediumship. Please do your homework ahead of time.
Let's see what we got here.
It's great quartz. And
look at that. You have broken free. This is that wonder. Look how she's floating. See, she's been released. She's been released, great quartz. She's floating above. Not only that, but she was moored. See, she was moored to the pillars before. And now she's moving on to the unknown, which is that mysticism here. She's floating above. She's moving into her own space now. She's not sure where she's going. She's not sure what's in front of her, but she knows what she left, and she's okay with that. So yes, you can see that you have closed a door, and that's for sure. That's the case. And look at this. That was a long time coming. You probably could have done it before, and you probably would have been happy before as well. So this was a long time coming, and you kind of knew what was happening. And this is a good thing. Again, this card, this is that perseverance card. This is that moving forward card. This is knowing your destination. Okay, knowing your destination. Knowing there's still some hurdles. It's not always going to be easy moving forward because you're going to have some emotional attachment, those kind of things. But this is the right thing to do. And you're going to be fine because you have your destination. Now, look, I told you about the emotions. You're going to have times where you're going to feel kind of rough about it. You're going to feel bad about it. You're going to have those moments where you're going to be self-doubt because you're thinking, should I have done this? Yeah, you should have. And so when the devil comes to call, remember the devil coming to call in a traditional tarot deck like this one, which is the Rider-Waite deck, which most people train from. With the Rider-Waite, which is, as you can see, I love these decks. I have a few of these decks because I wore them out before I really started connecting to this deck, which is my favorite deck right now. I love this. I have 3 of these. I have one that's shambles. This one, as you can see, even this one, look at the edges of these cards. They're so beaten up because I love this deck. I use it all the time. Anyway, and so I always need a replacement in hand because I will eventually, this deck will be going away. And generally speaking, before I continue with this, is if you watch my live readings or you watch my, I do readings every week on YouTube for each of the zodiac signs. So if anybody watching, please go to my YouTube channel, subscribe, and when I post, which is 1 reading per zodiac sign every week, eventually what I do is when this deck wears out, I tell people, if you make a comment on my deck, on the readings during that month, even once, I put your name in a drawing. And at the end of the month, I send somebody who I draw their name out of that thing. I send them the deck. So they get the free deck, but it's my used deck, but it's a good energy deck. And if you're a tarot reader, if you're a tarot person, you love decks. I love getting old decks, new decks. I do all kinds of decks. So to me, and I have tons of people who want them. So that's what I do. I give them to a lucky person who's drawn, who wants to be put into the drawing for that. So make sure you follow and subscribe on my YouTube channel, Sonoran Mystic Tarot. And when you comment, remember your name goes in a thing if that's the month where I'm giving the deck away. Now back to this one. Again, in this traditional tarot deck of this one, the imagery shows the devil, which is this card here, and there's a male and female low to the lower side of the devil, right? And there's a chain around the devil, the male and female's neck. That chain is loose. And that's what I want you to know here. That's why I'm bringing this up. The chain is loose because we can allow the devil to pull our chain and keep us in the pessimism, or we can take the yoke off. In other words, remove the chain because it is loose. We're tethered because we choose to. So as you do this, if you allow yourself, you can go back into your funk. You can go back into the negative, but you don't have to. Okay? Because again, you're moving forward. So what you need to do is focus on the energy that got you to walk away to begin with. And that energy should drive you to that new destination. Okay? And I like this. This is the Nine of Wands. The Nine of Wands is you've done the hard work already. You did the buy. You did the buy. Bye, Felicia. Now it's time to just continue moving forward. Okay? Continue moving forward with grace. That's what I'm picking up for you. You did the right thing. And just stay strong. Stay strong and stay determined.
Yep.
Who's next, Julie?
Beach is next, and a general, please.
Okay. Talking about beach, that makes me think of beaches. And when I think of beaches, I'm not thinking of Florida. I'm thinking of the movie. Just the other day, I saw an amazing image of the 2 ladies from Beaches, Bette Midler and I can't think of her name offhand. Anyway, the 2 main characters of the movie, and they were together again in a picture so many years later. And I was like, oh my God, it was Cece, and Cece Bloom was Bette's character. Yeah. And I can't remember what the other one's character was, but oh my gosh, the 2 of them were together again, and just the picture was just seeing them together in their older years. You know, it's phenomenal. How great is that? So I used to Hershey, Barbara Hershey. Barbara Hershey is the woman, and I'm trying to remember what her character's name is, but it was Cece and Hillary. Her character was Hillary. Yeah. Anyway, great picture. You'll see it pop up on Facebook probably because that's how it popped up for me. Now let's get to it with Beach. All right. Dun, dun, dun. Beach. Okay, Beach. All right. What's happening, Beach? What's happening? What, tell me. Can we talk? It's just you and me. We can talk. Don't worry. Nobody's hearing. Nobody's listening. We got a justice card there. Oh, my goodness. Okay, then we have, what? All right. Got that knight over there. And then followed with a 3. Remember, folks, when I told you, we talked earlier, way back when we first started, your aces are new beginnings, right? The 2 is planning and the 3 is getting moving. So this is a movement card. This is a movement energy. And not only that, but this is moving fast. Something is moving fast. Something is moving very fast in your life. All right. And it's interesting because let me show you this card. This is an explosive energy. This is actually a stronger, wonderful energy. It's the King of Cups. Okay. And so when you have this, Knight of Cups, when you have this Knight of Cups energy, again, you're looking at explosive toward happiness. Something has come to be. Something happened. Something flipped. Some switch happened, and all of a sudden, your life is turning around. You get ready for it. Get ready for a burst of excitement and something fresh and new coming in, and you need to act quick. So, what I'm getting from this. Do not be surprised, Beach, if you get an opportunity for a new job that you didn't expect. You didn't look for it. And you're going to be so fired up about it. You definitely want to take it. You definitely want to take the job. This could also be you having an opportunity out of nowhere. But and when I say out of nowhere, remember the Justice card is usually you brought balance in your life and you're kind of you have put the work in, and so now you're seeing the benefits of the work. So it's not out of nowhere, but I'm saying that you didn't anticipate it. I don't get the feeling like you applied for a job, but the job showed up. Okay, this could also be an image of an opportunity of maybe a sub like what do you call it a side hustle. This could be a side hustle that comes to mind. Maybe somebody's already started the company. They want to bring you in as part of their side hustle, or you may have stumbled across the side hustle you think you could do very well. There is an extra stream of income here, and you're going to jump quickly on it. You're going to see instantly how this aligns with you, and you're going to snatch it up and run with it. And you're going to be very successful with this. There is new money flowing into you. But that's not what drives you, believe it or not. The happiness isn't the money. The happiness is the work. You're fired up about what the options are, what somebody's bringing to you. So when this happens, you'll know what it is because it's going to be exciting and fresh and just it's going to intrigue you, and it's going to take some work. But you're ready. You're going to jump right onto it. I'm loving that energy. And look at that. The outcome, the 10 of Cups. This really is going to bring you some joy. It's going to bring you quite a bit of joy, and actually for the household itself. So this could also have an economic component to it, which means additional stream of income. But this is a good thing. This is a very good thing. Let us know, Beach. Give me some confirmation when this happens. Let us know. If you follow me on Facebook, pop in and say, hey, when you read for me, I want to let you know that this is going to happen. Keep your eyes open. Do not miss this opportunity, by the way, because it is right here. It is really right in front of you very soon. So if you miss the opportunity, you may wind up you may have missed the big thing. And this is, again, I truly do see economics here too. This is an economic benefit as well as you feeling fulfilled because you're liking what you do. You can't help but love what you do. And that means life is good when that works that way. Who next, Ms. Julie?
It is Victor, and I had his what's next is for him. There it is. Found it. Okay.
What's next, Victor, is love your dame self. Love your dame self. And for those of you who don't know, that's Victor's thing. He always, when he comes in, he says that, which is wonderful.
Yes, and I have something for that real quick. Here it is. Thanks to Miss Bonnie. There you go. There you go. All right. I'll say.
Exactly. There we go. First one for you, Victor. Oh my goodness. Victor, what is up with this? You're entering a new phase of happiness, Victor. Are you, what, tell us, Victor, what's up? Let's see some more here. Look at this party card. Oh my gosh. Not only is this new happiness and joy, but it's bringing you this party, this youthful energy, this excitement into your life. I'm loving this. And look at this. It's taken you a while to get here. So you've earned this. You've created the environment for this to happen. Whatever you did recently has shifted things for you, Victor. and it has put you in a better space. It has enlightened you. And this will be like within a 30-day period. Something happened over the last 30 days that has shifted things for you. And that is a new joy coming in for you. And again, you were patient. You worked through it. It didn't just happen. It's you were patient through the rough times. So your rough times and your frustration is coming to an end as you kept pushing on through. And something happened within the last 30 days that has shifted your energies, and you're definitely looking for you're moving into a very much happier phase. Okay, so we need to leave the gloom and doom behind. We need to have the positive attitude coming through and shining. And look at this, you're returning to your path. You've returned to your path. And as I said earlier, more than one occasion now at this point, when you are on your path, when you are following your path, life is easier. Life is more flexible, and it's a more enjoyable experience. And this is what happened, Victor. You finally found your way back to your path. And when you're on your path, again, the joy comes through. So you've realigned yourself. Whatever you did something to realign yourself, and you're headed in a really good direction right now. Let us know, Victor. Keep us informed. Keep us informed, Victor.
And next is Gel Navales.
Been dealing with toxic people and opened up to get my partner, my bike guy.
Oh, okay.
Makes sense. There you go.
Yep.
All righty then. So this is Gel Navales.
Yes.
How can I have a general? You can have a general by asking what you did. We're good. Super. There we go. All right. Gel. Is it gel or gel? Gel? Probably gel, right? Oh, Lord have mercy. Let it go. Let it go. Oh, this is a perfect one. Julie, they gave me this. Let it go. Let it go. You are holding on to something. You got to let go. What are you carrying? Why are you carrying? Why are you carrying all this, whatever? They're telling me you need to let go of something. Look at this. Look at this. You need to just you need to take a bold and even a bit what could be considered reckless step and walk on, move on. Take a bold step and let go of something. You carry too much. You're carrying are you like carrying family drama? Are you carrying your other things for other people? Are you fighting people's battles? Stop it. Let it go. Let it go. This is a time for you to step out, to step beyond and move forward. Look at this. The Chariot card is here too. That's the victory card, but it's also the movement card. It's moving on. This is one of the most active cards in the deck. You have an active knight and you have action here. And they're saying both move on, let go, and move on. So you're carrying something that needs to be let go of. And it's time that you do it. And the Chariot card is also a victory card. So by moving on, you'll see some progress. And look at this. There's the King of Swords. And so when you have that Knight of Swords and the King of Swords and the Five of Swords, this is seeing people differently, seeing things differently, understanding things differently. This is a new way of thinking. So this could be that some people let you down and you need to let them go. Something let you down and it needs to go. Or maybe this is maybe it's time for a shift in employment, even though this isn't Wands, because you were so committed to your job or your employer. This is you having to rethink of maybe I need to let my employer go. This could be any of those kind of concepts. You're definitely needing to let go of something. And when you do, again, you're going to feel much better about it. And you have then a shift in your energies. So this is a letting go energy, and letting go, let go, let God. If it's not yours, don't hold on to it, And if the family's bringing you dramas and saying, I need to share this with you, and then they walk away and then you're carrying it, stop carrying it. It's not yours. Let it go. Let it go. That's what I got, Julie.
Wow, that was quick. Okay, I'm still counting everybody. Sandra. I know. Here it is.
This dreamed I was.
This morning I dreamed I was.
Oh, this AM. Okay.
At Mar-a-Lago. Oh my goodness. I don't know if I want to read this one, the rest of this. Anyway.
That's not a reading, though, Julie. That's not a reading.
That was her question.
That's a dream interpretation, though. I'm not
Okay.
into dream interpretation.
So
I'm sorry. I don't have. No, I'm not going.
not going there. Okay.
No, I'm not.
So,
I'm not in a mindset to interpret somebody's dreams. I'll give them a tarot reading, but I ain't doing the dreams.
okay.
Sorry.
So we'll
No,
go general tarot. Got
if
it.
you don't mind.
Yeah, I agree. So this is for Sandra.
Is there a question?
No, I said go ahead and go general there. What
Oh,
can
okay.
I make improvements if possible? There you go. Good
Okay.
job, Sandra, for coming in and doing that.
Okay. That I can do. Interesting. Well, Sandra, one thing you need to do is you need to have a longer term focus. Okay. Sometimes I think that you look for the short term benefit or you look for the short term solutions, and they don't serve you as well as a long-term resolution would work. Again, a solution is not always a resolution. A solution is fixing a problem with a band-aid. I'm talking resolution. So one of the first things that they're suggesting to me, which is this card here, is an energy again around a longer-term solution, looking for things that bring wonderful closure, bring proper closure. And it's interesting here because there's a 10 of wands. Another thing is completion. Sandra, do you start stuff and then you don't get it done? Are you notorious of getting sidetracked and not finishing things? Because they're telling me here that again, not only do you want short, and maybe that's why you do the short timelines, is because you know if you extend it too long, you won't stay with it long enough to finish it. And that's the second problem is you really do need to close things out. You need to finish them, bring them to completion. Maybe do that by creating a list of a to-do list and then scratching things off, something that reminds you that you need to bring it to a close, and therefore it keeps it in your face, it keeps it in your mind. So first and foremost, let's longer term focus for resolution, not just solution. Second, again, closing things out. And the third is own your strength. Why do you cower? Why do you pull away and think you can't do things? Again, you've had other people tell you for so long maybe that you aren't capable or you can't, and you believed it. This is you owning your power. This is you owning your own strength. That's a tiger. That's a lion right there. And let the lion roar. Let you roar. Maybe you need to speak up from time to time. Maybe you need to start making people wake up to you and start appreciating the energy, appreciate the fact that you have value, you have something to offer, and not just fixing their problems. So you need to be your own best friend. You need to be your biggest coach. And most importantly, you need to speak up and speak out for yourself. And when you do, look at this, life gets easier. You move forward. This is that, again, that same wonderful, beautiful night energy. But this is moving forward to happiness. If you want to move forward to happiness, you got to start having, again, a long-term resolution instead of short-term solution. You got to start closing things out, making sure you're closing out things that you start, and then own your own voice and speak your truth. If they don't like it, who cares? But that's what you need to do to have yourself in a happier, healthier energy. Okay? That's what I got, Miss Julie.
Okay, and we do have Abigail was next. I have asked her for a question, didn't get one still. So we can go to the next one. Shauna is next, and then Letty. So I know Letty is here, and I just asked if for the questions of Abigail and Shauna. So let's go to Letty since we already have hers, and we can get back to the other two. And also, I think, Queasy, that you did put in a question, so please make sure it's in there. And Letty's is about work right now or really whatever comes. That's what she put.
Well, we have a Queen of Cups, we have an Emperor, and we have another celebratory card. Okay. Letty, it's interesting. I don't think you're very unhappy with where you're working. I don't think you're, if you are working, and again, whatever it is, you seem very, the energy is a good energy. However, there is some, I know you asked about work, Letty, but Letty is married, correct?
I don't know. Letty, are you married? Thank you, Kuzi.
Anyway, if she, Letty's a she or a he? It's a she? Yes?
She, yeah, she's been to our class.
Okay. Yes. Here. I feel like there's this, what I'm getting here, even though you're asking about work, I don't think work is it's interesting. It's like there's a union or reunion or a re-sparking of a relationship, or again, a relationship that maybe that exists already, but it's like finding that new energy. I feel this reconnection here.
There you go.
Between an old relationship, an existing relationship. I just feel a reconnect there. I feel this, you have your boyfriend. Okay. I feel a renewed energy between the two of you. I feel like there's something shifting in the two of you, that the passion is coming back. There's a passion coming back between the two of you. And he's the one changing. He's doing some changing, and you're kind of liking what you see. I don't know if he's maturing, is that the question, or whether he's being more responsible, or whether he likes being a dad, and he's finally seeing that as a good thing. But I do see this relationship, and I don't do love readings usually, as you know, Julie. I'm not a love guy, but I'll leave that for Bonnie. But your love goddess, for folks who don't know, if you ever want to get love readings, go to Your Love Goddess. But this to me is very much a rekindling, a spark of a stronger relationship between these people. That's what I'm picking up here. And again, celebration here. So I'm getting a reunion. I'm getting this may go a little further.
Yeah.
A little further. And look at this. This is a happy moment for the both of you, by the way. Again, this card keeps coming up. What is this card? What is this, right? I shuffle, and yet this card keeps coming up in this area. This is wonderful, folks. When you see this card in this area, this is a happiness moving forward card. This is that energy moving forward is happy. This is a good thing. So
she says, I told him I'm the treasure.
Hopefully you didn't say, let's bury you.
Ooh. Ooh.
It's a little joke. That's,
Okay.
It's like, my husband said I'm a treasure. He wants to bury me. Let's go next. Who's next?
I like the marry instead of bury, but anyway.
Let's
Hope
see.
you heard him right.
General reading for Kate. Kate. Oh, interesting. Kate, there's some changes coming your way. Okay, changes. Oh, yes. Kate, are you in school? If not, you need to be you need to be learning something. This is a time to learn, a time of growth. So if you're not learning a life lesson because somebody's putting you through something or whatever, you probably want to look toward education. You want to look toward maybe adult programs, if not some kind of specific structured program through college or university. Maybe a workshop or a day class, maybe mentoring with somebody, but there is something that you need, that this is a perfect time for you. Again, it's a shift, a change here, which is good. And that change is, again, picking up and learning something new. And I don't really get life lesson. This could be a life lesson kind of read, but I'm not picking up life lesson as much as it. And look at this. It's interesting here because, again, this is a spin the wheel. So this is Wheel of Fortune. And so when this Wheel of Fortune comes out, it's one of those energies of again, you're probably going to take a class or, again, learn something because you want to, but it's going to shake you up and it maybe even take you in a different direction. So don't be surprised if this may even give you a new career path or a new direction or a new understanding, or if nothing else, at least an outlet for community bonding and so forth. Kate, if you see, again, if you have an interest in something, if you want to paint, if you want to learn how to do pottery, if you want to learn how to do tarot cards and mediumship, if you want to learn to do, something, find a class, find something to get into and get around people who do it. And don't be surprised if it opens up your world to in ways that you hadn't anticipated. And in a very good way, by the way. Again, the choice is yours. I feel like if you don't make the choice to learn something new, you're probably going to feel stuck, because I feel like this is a very stuck kind of energy. It's like either you do this or you're going to pay a price, and the price is like just kind of being in a blah land. It's like you're headed, you know, again, this is a directional moment for you. This is a very pivotal moment. And the reason why I say that is this is a major arcana card. Major arcana cards, when they appear in your reading, tell you that something is lasting, something long-term lasting. So I would not allow myself to be stuck if I were you, Kate. I'd be trying to find out something, learn something, grow from something. Don't lose this opportunity. Don't miss it.
Okay. And we have Kay Weezy next. And yes, we would love to see you on Monday night, Kay Weezy, for mediumship.
Hey, Angie, nice to see you in. Kay Weezy. Oh, Lord have mercy, Kay Weezy. It's about time to let go and find yourself a significant other, Kay Weezy. Life is lined up for you. It's time for you to, oh my goodness, look at that, the Sun card. Kay Weezy, someone's coming into your life. Someone very special to you is coming into your life. And they are they are fun and breezy and happy and full of energy and life. And you're drawn instantly to their energy. Their energy is what draws you. The funny part is the cards are so focused on energy that it doesn't care about looks. And so I'm not sure that I don't know if you're going to like the way they look so much as at first, as in it's not the thing. They're just full of light and energy and spirit. So this person it's their energy and their light that draws you, and you are going to be thrilled with them. They're going to make you laugh. You're going to stay on top of your toes because you're like, oh my gosh, they're going to be quick-witted. And they're just really going to take you to a whole different level. This is coming in very soon. And again, they're really going to align with you very, very, very well. And look at this. They're bringing balance back into your life, because maybe you just haven't been having as much fun. Maybe you haven't been having people around you who raise you up. This woman's going to raise you up. This person is going to raise you up. They're going to instill in you this fun. Life can be fun and serious at the same time. That's the energy they're going to give you. So, Kay Weezy, you got someone special coming in. Open up your mind, heart, and soul and be ready to receive. Okay? And again, remember, you love their energy. Jeezy, how crazy is that?
That's great.
Yeah.
And Pam is next.
Sorry, they're just spirit energy walked by. I'm like, what the heck? Scared the heck out of me.
Are they here for Kay Weezy?
Yeah, it's a little old lady. And she was like, oh my goodness. I mean, I felt chilly, but like I was like, whoa, she just crazy. Yeah, this is an older woman, Kay Weezy. This is an older woman with gray hair, smaller stature, not too tall. Very kind, not very bold and boastful. Does that resonate with you? Or is that somebody? I mean, let me start with Kay Weezy, because I think this is an energy for him. Kay Weezy, are you still here?
Yes.
Holy crap.
He just replied, so we'll see.
Does that resonate with you, Kay Weezy? Scared the heck out of me. I usually don't get scared. I was like, what? That really did startle me. She was so quiet. She was just like there, and then she just moved. I was like, ooh. And I didn't see her when she was there until she moved. Kay Weezy, are you still here?
Yeah, he wrote this.
Yeah, you're finding love. But I'm finding a spirit. Is this yours? Can you own this? Oh my gosh.
My grandma?
So your grandmother passed over. Okay. I think I knew. Do I know that? I think I knew that. I don't remember if I knew that or not. Anyway, gosh, I can't.
That's my grandma. Yeah.
Yeah, she was here. She's here. And she's now but this woman, again, let me give you some evidence. Okay, let's go back to the evidence because it's super important to me as evidence. Okay, first of all, she's not a very tall woman. Is that correct, K Weezy? She was not very tall. Because again, she was oh, she just died this past. Okay, interesting. Again, she's this woman's not very tall. She's not a very tall woman, correct?
Yes, it does resonate.
Okay, so the other information I gave him does fit. Okay, good. Then, yeah, wow, interesting. Oh man, she's here. Yeah, that's her. Okay, thank you, KWZ, for that. Yeah, she's here. KWZ, she. It's interesting for me. She is man. I'm going to give you her message, and then you can work with it what you want, right? She's like just her thing to me is for you to know. Of course, she adored you, but she's like you need to. She's like you need to get to something. You need to do something. You need to focus on something. The energy she's giving me, she's telling me is like you like to do a lot of things, but you don't follow through. And she's like. She's told you kind of had this conversation with her is what she's implying to me in the past. And she's like, you really do need to focus on one thing and follow through. And she knows that you love music. That's always been your thing, your passion. And she realizes how hard you worked at it, but she's like, you really haven't focused completely on it. And so she wants you to focus. Okay. She adored you, and you know that. I'm not telling you something you don't know in there. But her message to you is if you really put focus onto one thing, KWZ, it will come through, but you gotta focus, okay? Because that's she's not tall. Exactly. That's the woman I see here. It's like, so wow, interesting. Didn't expect that to happen. Yes. Oh my gosh. Well, thank you for sharing that, K-Wizzy, and thank your grandma. Man, she scared me. She startled me. I don't usually get startled by spirits, but I didn't feel her. I felt it get chillier, but I thought the AC had turned on here. And then all of a sudden she was just standing there like, and so quiet. I'm like, and then she moved because she moved. When she moved, I saw her, but she was standing there. But I'm like, and didn't register because it was just like, and then the move and the shadow. Oh my gosh. Wow. She puts off a big energy. She's a sweet, wonderful, loving energy. I love her energy, but she's again not a very tall woman, so she doesn't. She's not ominous. It's like startling over my books. It's like what? Where? Get out, find the book. What is that? Anyway. Ooh, wow.
And he has a large stacks of books throughout. So yeah.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right.
Always reading.
Yep. And Pam.
Okay, let's see what we got for Pam.
She wants to know about a compound in her future.
Okay, and thank you, K-Weezy. I'm going to ask your mom stuff back, and thank you for that. Pam, you got the hangman there. Yeah, the hangman is like, I don't know, Pam, I don't know. Okay, I do see this, which is interesting, which is that Page of Cups. You will be getting news that kind of moves you in that direction, maybe, where it gives you some feeling that makes you feel maybe that you're moving in the right direction. Again, the news isn't. Again, this is just confirmation or something. Is what I guess I'm getting is that maybe this is a good idea. And then there's that Page of Pentacles, which is interesting. So the Page of Pentacles, that one comes in. It's like the roadblocks are removed. So right now I feel like you can't move forward and you're frustrated because you'd like to, but I do see that you're going to find out that the people, the family members also kind of like the idea of the compound, and that's the good news. You're going to find out that actually some folks are really going to want this, and then the economics will then start to fall into place. Mm. So I think they're going to be like a cascading effect. All right. So put it out, continue to put it out there. Find who's going to be wanting to be part of this, and then the process finds its way for you. It opens up the doors because they'll get involved and they'll then help move it forward as well. But you can't do it alone. You can't move the ball alone. That's for sure. So, and that's where you're in the stuck situation now. So again, start sharing with them, start putting it out there, start saying, hey, this is what I really want. This is how we're going to do it. And then don't be surprised if once people start buying in, the resolution finds its way. The solution is given to you. The solution will show itself. And there's again, a celebratory card, a party card. So, but this is going to take a little while. This is not something that's overnight, because this is an 8 of cups. So this is something not only have you worked on in your mind for a while, because again, it's an 8 of cups saying you've worked on it for a while, but there's a while to go. There's still some hurdles to overcome, some things to accomplish. But ultimately, this celebratory card of 9 is there with the cups. So it's going to come through. It's just going to take time and energy and work. Okay? So just keep pushing forward. That's what I'm getting there.
And the last one we have on the list is Cinderella Budzinski. Okay. Okay.
And is there a question there, or is it just...
her question was, what does Steve feel about their future? And of course we can't, or Steve's feelings towards her, basically, is what her question was. And of course we can't do that. So I let her know we can't tap into his energy. She hasn't come back. Steve's intentions towards me. So he hasn't replied when I said we cannot tap into his energy.
Yep, can't do that, won't do that. Can't do that, won't do that. I guess we could, but I ain't doing it, because again, I don't get into people's minds and their heads. I don't do that. No. That's like you. It's like me invading their space. Don't do that.
Right.
So nothing personal, Cinderella, but I don't do that.
Yeah. And she hasn't replied, so I don't know if she's still here. If you're still here, Cinderella, if you can reword that.
While she's rewording, I'm going to go ahead and read for Kim Covey, if you don't mind.
Yes, of course. I saw her come in.
Kim Covey, do you have a question specific, or did you have a well, I'm glad she came through, Kay Weezy. Wow, she caught me by surprise too. She. So I'm glad she came through. That's fantastic. But again, come to our mediumship on the Monday nights. You're going to probably get more. But Kim Covey, if you have a question you'd like to answer, let me know, and we can add you to that. Or I can just do a general, I guess, whatever you. Just general. Okay, good. First card. Changes. Time to changes. I love that song from Bowie. Anyway, this is the change card. This is the energy of change. There's a lot of change going around you, a lot of fluidity and change. But you have to, the one thing about this change is you're going to have to be you're going to what is it? Coalesce it? You're going to coalesce it. You're going to have to be steering it. You're going to have to be maneuvering it. The change is there. The changes are coming. You really can't stop change. But what it's saying is make sure you're controlling it. Make sure you're using the change to your advantage. You're finding the ways to manipulate the change, so therefore it's not impacting you in a negative way. Again, change is inevitable. The king is around change. All that water is rolling. He's like, I'm cool with this because I'll find my way to have the change work to my advantage. So changes are coming for sure. There's a 9 of Wands. You've gone through quite a bit. And the good part is you're getting close to a resolution with the change. So the changes have been happening, but they're coming to an end finally. And again, a lot of issues you've had to deal with, and there's only 1 or 2 more that'll finally fall into place. Oh my gosh! And look at this again, 9 of Swords. You've not been going through a good time, that's for sure. The 9 of Swords is a rough card, and the 9 of Swords is like, damn, give me a break already. So you are not there yet. I hate to tell you, they're not there yet to conclusion, because you have 2 9s, not just 1. And again, 1 is the hurdles. The first one was the hurdles, and the second one is the pain and the frustration. So work through them. And again, own the change. If you maneuver the change and try to use it to your advantage, you will see that you will not have as much pain and frustration. You will not have as many roadblocks, because you can navigate through the buoys, as they say in navigable terms. You can navigate these waters through the buoys and give yourself less of impact. Okay. There's a conflict. Again, part of this comes from a conflict, and the conflict you have 2 conflicts here. You have an internal conflict, you fighting yourself, and then you have an external conflict. So this is probably you and a relationship situation and a conflict in the relationship, and that's what these conflicts are. And again, that relationship has changed. It's taken on a different look, a different feel. It's just not what it was once. Okay, and the question is here: the Queen of Cups. That's you. You're in control of your happiness. You're in control of your joy. You cannot allow any of this to phase you. You've got to navigate the waters to find your way and be patient and work through it. remember, the queen is a very patient energy. And this queen here, she is very structured. She's very organized. She's very determined. And she will work through it. She will figure the way through it. She will be 3 steps ahead. You need to be 3 steps ahead. And if you're 3 steps ahead, the conflicts will then pass. But you've got to get out of your own head, because you're struggling. You're fighting your own self and you're fighting your partner. And those 2 things you can't do at the same time. So get one, come into union with yourself. And then once you're in union with yourself, then you'll do it. And this is a lot of outside, because with the king, again, he's under a lot of outside pressures. There's a lot of outside noise that's involved in this situation, which is causing the problems that exist. Part of the problems is the community, the environment in which you are in, and all of their problems are coming into your situation, which is then confounded things. But if you take control and you start doing what you need to do, manipulating the situation and making sure that you put the things in place, and even clear out the clutter, clear out the energies, and sometimes clear out people. Sometimes you got to put people on timeout. Sometimes you got to put them out, period. But this is the energies that are here. You got to put yourself first. Okay. And so everything else, and that's you getting healthy first, surrendering to all the drama in your head and your own internal struggles, and getting right with yourself. And then when you are, you'll see that you'll get through this. You'll navigate through this well. So good reading there. Actually, it sounds like it's bad, but it's actually good, because you've come through the worst of it. The worst of it's there. So now you just have the resolution. Now it's time for resolution. And resolution is, again, getting one with yourself, and then getting one with your partner, and excluding everybody else who's the noise. They don't need to be part of the noise. So you silence those noises, and this relationship is good again.
It was so good to see the cards today, because I mean, I would rather have seen your face instead of mine, but I do appreciate seeing the cards, because I've always, when you're pulling the cards, it's hard to really see them fully.
Mm-hmm.
So looking them out was very good. I appreciate that.
Well, I thought about that when we were doing it, because when I do my weeklies, I don't show my face. I show the board, and I show the cards on the board, and I figured, you know what? Well, I'm set up for that anyway. Let's go ahead and do that. So I'm glad you appreciate that, because again, I think it's good when I can show and give something tangible for them to hold on to, because again, this is not a purely psychic read. It's a psychic tarot read. And so the good part is by showing the cards, it covers both. So nice.
Yeah. And there's the face. And Cinderella didn't come back. John Peter came in. Unfortunately, we are done because it's past 10. What I wanted to touch base, are you or are you not going to be on tonight?
My plan is to probably be on tonight, but I can't guarantee it, because again, I'm on the plane in the morning, and it depends on what I get accomplished today, because I have to get a lot accomplished so I can fly out tomorrow.
Yes, and you usually wait to pack till the last minute. So
I do. Yeah, but my flight is 5 in the morning, so
that means you'll be leaving around 3.
I'll be leaving, probably around 3 to get there, to get to the airport and get settled in.
Yeah.
And I'll be sleeping on a plane. And guess where I'm flying into, Julie?
Are you going into Baltimore?
No, but I'm flying into Denver again.
Oh, Denver again. Oh, yeah. Oh, wow. You have a layover?
I do, actually. I do have a longer layover than I anticipated. And I'm like, oh, my goodness, what is this? I'm not being set up for another psychic mediumship read. I don't know.
Well, and you said that you were going to sleep on the plane. And what I heard is he thinks he is.
He thinks he is, yeah.
So there might be some mediumship on the plane as well.
Yeah. Remember that the one trip I flew back to, I was flying to Puerto Rico, remember?
Yes.
And I wound up sitting by somebody who was and I was getting the message a little bit wrong, but it was, I thought that he was going to arrive because his son had been injured and killed on the island, because I saw the accident and I saw all this. And it was interesting because I'm sitting there and the energy was so heavy. And eventually he started talking to me, and then I asked him what he's going for. He asked me where I was going, and I said I was going for a funeral. And he said, that's what we're doing too. And I said, oh, really? And he told me, he started filling in the thing. And I'm like, yeah, I kind of knew. I didn't tell him. I'm like, I know this already. Go ahead. And then he says, he has his son with him And I thought the son, and I said, "What?" But I said, "I'm thinking I just saw." Because his kids were in the back of the plane. I didn't know this, of course, because when they sat down, it was just a couple. But and I'm thinking, no, I saw a live one and I saw a deceased one. I'm thinking he's the son with him. And then he said, yeah, they're bringing him back to Puerto Rico to bury him. And the accident had already happened in Texas, and then they were flying the body back to Puerto Rico to bury. And I was thinking they were flying to bury that had happened in Puerto Rico, but the accident happened as I saw it, but it happened in Texas and not in Puerto Rico. And they were bringing the body back on the plane to bury him in Puerto Rico.
Wow.
Yeah. So yeah, it's funny how even flying, it's crazy. And the son, it was so sad. And it's funny because the son kept showing me two of them. I'm, wait a minute, you're dead, but you're alive. You're dead, but you're alive. How is this possible? And then when the father's talking, he says, "Oh, they were twin." He said, "I have twin boys," and both twins were in the accident at the same time. It just one was on one side of the vehicle and the other one was on the other side. And so when the other car hit him, he killed the one. That's why the other one wasn't injured, because he was on the other side of the vehicle.
Wow. Yeah.
Crazy, right?
I remember that. And you do remember those very strong readings, like you said.
Yeah.
And to lighten it up, I'll always remember the Denver one and a lot of the other ones, but Flip Flop Grandma to me is just, it stays in my head because I remember the flip flops too.
Yes. And it was funny because she was very insistent, not just a sandal, but a flip flop. And I'm like, okay, flip flop. And the person's like, yes, because they knew that instantaneous, that's what really made them understand. Is like, yeah, because my grandmother spanked us with a flip flop. I'm going to spank you with my flip flop. And she was like very specific. You're right. I remember that. I don't remember the reading even right now. And you're right. I don't remember the reading, but I remember flip flop. And I always remember that because that was such a defining thing for that reading. It was like, bingo, everything came on at that point.
Katie, I don't know if you're still here, but I remember it because it was the last reading on Wednesday night a few weeks ago. And Flip Flop. Yeah, Flip Flop Grandma. That's all I'll remember is the Flip Flop Grandma.
It was for Katie?
Huh? Katie Newkirk. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. I don't remember who it was for.
Yeah, that's what we have to be.
Yes.
So thank you so much for coming on and talking tarot. There's so much to tarot. He tapped into it. If you have more questions about tarot, hopefully next Tuesday we'll talk a little bit about tarot too, because there are more people picking up tarot decks and wanting to know more about it. So we don't always use tarot, any cards in class. We do what we want, but it's always good to get a refresher on the tarot cards.
Exactly. And also don't forget to go to Amazon, pick up this book, The Ultimate Power Within, this book, The Mediums, that one. Actually, screw that. This book, The Mediums. This book.
Oh, yes.
It's my first fiction book about a medium who checks into the hotel in Jerome, Arizona, and a spirit comes in who we need to find who killed her, bring that person to justice, and then reunite her with her locket. And of course, my first book, The Ultimate Power Within, Unleashing the Magic of Affirmations. You want to take power of your life and you want to send energy to the universe about how you want your life to turn out to be. That is the book. It is the Bible on that. I'm telling you, it's amazing. And then there's on April 12th is that new book that Julie has of mine that is going to release. Again, all of these are available under my name on Amazon. And then just to put one more plug, as I'm struggling here, let me get it. I have
Liam.
Prince Liam's Alphabet Zoo. I made this for my grandson, and it is a book to help him learn how to read and spell. And so it's in English and in Spanish. There's the Spanish version because he is bilingual, and I want him to be bilingual. And as you see the animals on the page, the letter, and then the name, like Oliver, the owl, and all these images are mine. I created everything in this book. This is all my images, everything else. So anyway, all of them are available on Amazon for sale if you guys would like to check them out.
And I do want to go back to the ultimate power within, because it is in paperback, hardback, I think,
Yep.
ebook,
And
and
audio.
audio. Audio is very important too. I think it's about 2 hours.
Hmm.
I was thinking 226, but
Hmm.
it's great when you're driving around. But it's also good to have a paperback so you can write your notes and stuff in that
Exactly.
while they're talking to you, because something that hits you or resonates with you at that moment is a great time to take it to do notes.
Exactly.
Not while you're driving, of course, but
No.
yes. Thank you so much for being on today and sharing this April Fool's Day with me. I really
Me
appreciate
too. Sounds good. It was a good day. Thank you for letting me do this.
it. And have a great one. Stay safe, everyone. And when you do exercise this April Fool's Day, make sure it's a pleasant and kind, whatever you do.
And for
Please.
those of you who are celebrating Easter this weekend, happy Easter to all of you, and
Yes.
love and blessings in that regard.
And to your sister again, happy birthday, because actually you share, there has been a recent article about it. You share the birthday and this crucifix day. So
Hmm.
more power and energy to you for that.
Amen.
Thank you guys.